3.1, 3.2 practice was that you guys had to figure out which method was best to solve what type of problem. And I'm just going to go over that section and how to do it in Delta Math. So as you know, we have three methods that we're using, right? We're using graphing method. I'm going to write these down. So we got graphing method. We're solving systems. And this works best if we have two lines, two systems, two linear equations in the form of y equals mx plus b. Because they're easy to graph. Easy to graph. Okay, then the second method was substitution, right? Now, the substitution method was really easy to use if you have a variable by itself. What I mean by that is a coefficient of 1. Okay, and we'll take a look at that example. And then the third one, the third method, was elimination. And this was good, especially if you, well, it actually is not all that great because it's one of the hardest because we usually use elimination when neither one of these are available. So it's usually going to be a harder problem. But the purpose here is to add the two equations together. To eliminate one of the variables. At least, let's put at least one of the variables. Because a lot of times these problems get rid of both of them. Now, sometimes you have to multiply one of the equations by a number. Sometimes you have to multiply both equations by a number. So let's take a couple of examples here. Now this section, let me get rid of this. The section in Delta Math, one of the sections is, well, what would be the best method to use? Okay, so let's take a look at some examples. My first example here. Okay, suppose I had negative 6x plus 9y equals 0, and 2x minus 8y equal 20. I'm going to write some more examples here. Let's see. I'm going to make one up. Y equals negative 1/2 x minus 2, and y equals negative 3x plus 5. And let's make up another one. Let's see, I have negative 8x minus 8y. Great, my phone's on. And equals 0, and 8x. Let's change this. Let's make this 6x plus y equals negative 21. And then the last one, let's put negative x minus 9y equal negative 14, and negative 2x minus 18y, just thinking of a number, minus 28. Okay, so let's look at these four problems and decide which method would be the best for each one of these. All right, the first one. Now, I don't have, first of all, it's not in y equals mx plus b form. So graphing would be pretty much out of the question because this would be pretty hard to change these. Substitution, a variable by itself or a coefficient of 1. So I have coefficients here of 2, negative 6, 9, and negative 8. That's not going to work. So the best choice here is going to be elimination. However, when I add these together, neither one of these variables are going to eliminate. So what I would have to do first, I would choose to multiply the bottom one by 3 so that when you distribute that 3 to every single term, this 2x would become a positive 6x. Those would eliminate, and all I would have to do is solve for y. So the first answer would be elimination. Remember, we're just explaining which method is the best. Second example, I have y equals negative 1/2 x minus 2 and y equals negative 3x plus 5. This one is in y equals mx plus b. In fact, both of them are. This would be a really good one to solve by graphing, because it's really easy to graph a line when it's in y equals mx plus b form. Start at negative 2, go down 1 to the right 2, or up 1 to the left 2. Third one. Let's see. It's not in y equals mx plus b. However, I do have a variable by itself, or actually with a coefficient of 1. So what I would do here first is I would solve for that y. In other words, get that y by itself. Don't combine these. These are not like terms. And then take what that's equal to and substitute it in back into the other equation. And then I would get one variable to solve for. So whenever you have a variable by itself or coefficient of 1, use substitution. Okay. And the last one. Well, I have a variable by itself. I could get x by itself, so I could use substitution. Or, okay, it would be just as easy to multiply this top one by negative 2 and give me a positive 2x and eliminate those x's. So it could also be by elimination. So technically, this one you could use both, either, however you want to say it. You could even put by substitution or elimination. Okay. So these are the ones that you're going to have to put in to Delta Math when you go to solve. Any questions? No questions? Make sure you guys finish, part one, and at least watch the video and try a little bit of part two today. Okay.